Well, listen, this one is awesome. This clock rocks. It is the right time, and welcome to the 20-minute practice. Sarah spritz in the room. You just spritzed me. I am Theresa Gagnon, your yoga guide, and yeah, our digital clocks are off, but this one's on. This one works beautifully. She just totally spritzed me. So speaking of spritzing yourself, have you spritzed yourself with love? Yeah. You know, this world is amazing. It really is. And I've lived a time where it wasn't feeling so amazing because of this and this and this did not match. Today's 20-minute practice is about really connecting to this, and the mind's eye. This, not the chattery, you know, crazy ego, which is beautiful because it is a survival mechanism that we've been gifted with as humans to regulate our free will. Free will is a gift. We get to choose to be whom we wish to be, migrating from all of the possibilities into, you know, infinite possibilities. And what happens is that our ego often rules our free will, and we often get carried away by the negative because the ego really collects information and keeps us surviving. So if you've been burned before, if you've been hurt before, the ego remembers this and says, don't do that again. You've been hurt, you've cried, you've been damaged, but really, technically, that's meant to happen. That's meant to happen. We're meant to go through our lessons and not be afraid again to get, if you've been in a car accident, get back into the car and go drive again. You're meant to continue to have faith in the universe that you are supported. Yeah, unfortunate things do happen, we do die. As long as we're alive, may we know to balance our ego in its protection and our free will and navigating it from gut, heart, and mind's eye to source. So that leads me to this practice, 20 minutes. Let's sit on the mat and let's just quiet ourselves down and take a moment, whether you're at home sitting in a chair, make sure you're not slump-oceaning, meaning slump. Make sure you're seated nice and tall with whatever variation of yoga stuff that you need. Make sure you do have your yoga blocks and stuff with you. If you need a sweater because it's a little chilly, let's sit just for a few minutes because the most important part of the practice is the meditation. Let's do this simple meditation. Tuck your left hand underneath your right hand, holding your right hand, or if you prefer to do it the other way, all the power to you, bring your thumbs to touch. Relax them at the pelvis. So this is connecting us to our sacral chakra, okay? This is about balancing our masculine and feminine sides. And it's also the color orange. So closing your eyes down and taking a moment and just noticing in your mind's eye where you go. Close your eyes and go right in there. Travel into the center of the vortex of the pineal gland connected to universe, our antenna. Bring that energy back into your heart center and give yourself permission to set the intention for what it is that you are truly seeking inside of yourself. For me, it's trust. It's trust. So I've got to let go of those things that I, you know, tend to not trust the universe, tend to not trust myself and my gifts, and I tend to follow a path that isn't trusting. So I'm going to trust in my intuition, my transparency of my authentic self, and feel that vibration. What are you connecting to? Just for a minute or so. Let's take this meditation time together. Big breath in, let it out. Let your shoulders roll back, shoulder blades down the spine, and continue that soft texture breath in and out through the nose while we focus on our intention. The subtleties of your breath guide you deeper. Follow that breath in and out, peering through the mind's eye into the heart. What's your intention? Mine's trust. came to you or not, that's okay. It'll come to you throughout the practice or your day. Let's take a really big mindful breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more, in through the nose, and go ha. Slowly blink your eyes open and welcome to the second part. And just notice how that feels. Just sensations. It takes a practice. I'd like to invite you into the asana practice, but maintain the breath connection and the open mindset. We're going to use a blanket for the knees if you need a blanket for the knees, and you can set your bolster aside. Let's say set the bolster on the left-hand side, and if you have a blanket for your knees, set it at the center of your mat. Make sure it's smooth. No buckled up blankets. And if you don't need a blanket, don't use it. We're going to begin in tabletop position. And in that tabletop position, with your hands as wide as your mat, your knees underneath your hips, your toes curled under, just circumvent around. Just really getting into the nitty-gritty of your being. You go, oh, there it is. There it is. Can you feel that? Stuff. All kinds of stuff occurs in the vessel, doesn't it? It's like grumpy stuff too. So from here, I'd like to invite that we just kind of give ourselves just a little down dog. So floating the knees up, lifting your hips, pedaling your feet. I like the fact that a down dog a day keeps the doctors away. And you want to pay attention to the root of your hands. And bird's eye view is a good place to look. I have my pinky fingers off my mat. And then turning your elbow creases to face your index finger and thumb. And then just giving that twist of your upper arms and external rotation. And let's walk the feet back just enough because we're in tabletop. Inhale into your plank pose. Keep your inner thighs lifting, shoulders over wrists, and then back into your down dog. So the inhalation takes you into plank, the exhalation takes you into down dog, and continue that. Viewers at home, if you have wrist issues, make sure you take care of them. You can use the rolled up variation of the, what's this called, yoga mat, to hike up the heel of your hands with your finger pads and your thumb pads on the floor, and that's delightful. Keep the tone of the belly as you move back and forth into your plank. Mindfully closing your eyes, keeping the external rotation of the upper arms, maybe bending your knees to blossom your bum. Just noticing as you move through this really intense core position of plank into your downward dog, the arm balance prep. What is that in your heart that you know is in need of love? Couple more rounds. This is meditation in motion. Noticing. Can you keep the neck nice and long? The exhalation, hinging hips, down dog, inhalation, plank. 2 more breaths. How about that? The in and the out breath. You've got it. Good. And then very mindfully lower the knees to the mat. Unfurl the toes and sit back on your shins. And just sitting in Virasana is quite a lovely elimination position. And just for a moment, if you're not comfortable on your ankles, take a deep breath in. Letting go breath out. Good. And then let us come onto the mat, back into the tabletop, curl both sets of toes under, pivot on your right knee, take your right toes off, and extend the left leg nice and strong and long in line with your hips. And then begin to envelop that movement of the left arm. Now, if you prefer to be on your forearm because there's issues in your tissue, it does pose a little bit more range of motion, a lot more in your sideways. So you decide how you wish to do this. If you're having shoulder issues, make sure you're really cognizant of the external rotation of the upper left or right arm. So playfully moving, inviting in movement, succulent movement, noticing this opening through the chest. Good. On your next in-breath, we're going to pick up that left leg and bring it right up between the hands as you land the left hand. Rock back and forth onto that right knee and that left foot, and just feeling those energies. And then making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. So if you want to take your right knee out to the right a little bit and the left foot closer to the left hand. So now we're going to rise up and taking your hands to your hips and feeling the feet drawing towards each other, rooting down, and feel the energy right up in your pelvis. You're going to sweep that back right knee up and find your crescent lunge. And if you feel like your footing's off, then separate your feet and then playfully find your crescent lunge. And then we're going to offer a twist to it. Take your left arm back and your right arm forward, so you're twisting towards that bent leading leg, and open it up and then come back. So again, this is about really connecting with, you know, the core essence of who you are. feeling that crescent lunge, and take it back into a twist. We'll do it 3 times. So feeling that. I'm bending my back left or right knee because it feels good. Back up. And using that breath. Inhaling and exhaling. You've got this. And on your next inhalation, invite up, crescent lunge. Exhale, release, touchdown, step that left foot to join the right foot. Downward dog. Feeling a little groove there. Maybe a little inhale plank, separating those feet hip distance apart. Downward dog. Couple more rounds if that feels inviting to you. Noticing those vibrant sensations. Yeah, good. Fantastical. And then exhale back into your tabletop. And I'm gonna have my back to you. We're gonna pivot on the left knee, take the left toes off the mat. You can watch the bird's eye view. Fully extend the right leg in line with the hip and reaching that right arm skyward and playfully moving it. I've got a lot of psoas stuff going on today, which is sacral energy, and that's the balancing. And of this right side body is left side brain, the security. I'm really working through some insecurities right now, so I can feel a little bit more textury stuff going on here, the stickiness. So just allow your playfulness. And again, if you prefer to be on your forearm, again, that pose is a lot more of a stretch through the side body. Let it be your practice, whatever that may be for you. And just inviting that movement. Couple more breath rounds. Allowing the heart to lift and open up. You want to find that back bend in it a little bit, perhaps. And then inviting in your next exhalation, bringing that right foot forward, finding your low lunge, adjusting your hands and your feet to knees distance apart, hip distance that is. And then allowing that there's this gravitational hugging in isometrically of your feet, lining your hips and shoulders, and picking up that back left leg. Oh, see, I have a little bit of a work, a tear in here, so I'm going to keep my knee bent. You don't have to snap it into submission if that's too much of an extension. I say that all the time. So invite your arms into the play of this, wherever those arms need to be. And remember, you're really hosting vibrational energy, muscle energy. Let's take it to the twist towards that right leg. So the right arm goes back, the left arm goes forward. And I do this pretty much in every 20-minute practice because it's about letting go, twisting, and dancing between your crescent lunge and your twist 3 times. Just noticing how many breaths do you want to stay here for. Oh, it's such awareness. Oh, vital essence and illumination. Back into your crescent lunge. Exhale, touchdown. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. This time we're going to inhale into the plank. Lower the right knee. Pivot on the right toes. And invite the left leg back onto the mat and that left arm up. And this time we're going to invite the left knee into the chest, grab a hold of the foot, the ankle, the big toe, and just begin to play with that left leg. I know, I just surprised you with that one. So just, if that's not happening for you, you can hold the knee crease or the knee, and just maybe even the ankle, and just give yourself some playful adjustments here. So this right arm is really rooted through the index knuckle, and the upper arm's externally rotated, and you're just playing, just feeling the playfulness of that. Full extension now. Let's release the inner edge of that left foot to the mat and really reach that left arm over your cranium for that ha. And then right here, right now, right here in this moment, think about what it is that you're surrendering and releasing. Take it into a back bend. Oh, invite that back bend. 2 more breaths. It could be audible, it could be movement in that shoulder. Yeah, good. And then very mindfully exhale into plank pose. Exhale or inhale, downward dog. Or I said the breath wrong, but it's okay as long as you're breathing mindfully. And we do that as yoga teachers, especially when we talk and teach at the same time. Let's inhale back into that plank pose, lifting your inner thighs back and apart, lengthening your tailbone, lower the left knee. Pivot on the left toes off the mat. Fully expressing out through that right leg. Oh, here it goes. And then you decide, where would you like to migrate this? Do you want to hold your ankle, your knee, your big toe? As long as that left arm supports you, there's an external rotation of that left arm. You're opening yourself up through the collarbone. So the collarbone stays broad. You're really just giving yourself the pleasure of listening to what the reverberation of your body is really vibrating at today. Good. A couple more breath rounds of playfulness. You've got it. And then when you're ready to release the inner edge of that right foot and fully express right from the tips of the right finger all the way to the inner edge of that foot. And again, you could playfully move through the left or the right shoulder. Lengthen the tailbone, tone the belly. And then very mindfully exhale, release into your tabletop, moving through your cat and your cow. I just love that it's a practice of freedom. Now I'm feeling a lot of the core sensation stuff, so let's take it down now. So coming out of your cat-cow easily, lay down on your mat, and because occipital might need support, make sure your blanket's back there. Let's lay down on the mat. I gotta take a second, I just gotta check something. And no, viewers, don't need to give you my bum in the air. But yes, so taking this opportunity to lay yourself through the occipital, don't use a pillow. Through the occipital, the heels down on the floor. And remember, there's Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is that restricted breath at the back of the throat. Like the Darth Vader, but not Darth Vader. It's like more of a level 1 volume. It's an oceanic sound. So breathing in and out through your nose, dig your heels into the mat, dorsiflex your feet, take your palms down by your side, tuck the shoulder blades in, press into the back of the skull. What we're going to do is isometrics and Ujjayi breath and really getting into the core, okay? Because I was feeling a little tension there. So we're gonna lift the hips up, literally, by lengthening the tailbone towards the heels and pressing through the ball mounts of the feet as you press into your hands and your shoulder blades, pressing into occipital for 10 Ujjayi breaths. So it's that restricting ocean sound. So you're pressing your palms down, shoulder blades and head, pressing through the balls of your feet. Your legs are strong, you're lengthening your tailbone towards your heels, you're strengthening your lower back. For 2 more, if you've brought your bum down, that's okay. You want to really lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Good. And then exhale, bum down. Wow. Bend one knee, then the other knee. Lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Adjust your shoulders and your head. Bring your knees now into your chest. Flex your feet into dorsiflexion. Hands to your thighs. Bring your shins parallel to the floor. Resist your quads. Press your head down, shoulders down. Belly button towards the back of the spine. This is all abs. Can you resist the quads and the knees isometrically for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You feel it in your belly, right? Hug the knees in, give a little windshield wipe, a little rock and roll. And then we're gonna do it again for 10, 9, 8. Feel that breath, feel the tone of the belly, like the belly button is down. There's a shortening, there's coring in, there's this burn happening for 3, 2, and then release. Core work, very essential. Let's do it one more time for 10, 9. Let's get into the heart. 8. I'm gonna forget about counting, but feel the tone of the belly, the resistance of your hands against your quads. Like there's a lot of energy here. Feeling it right there. Got 2? Good. 1, and then release. Good. Let's release the right foot to the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest. Strap or no strap. Take your right hand to the left foot. Take it and extend it towards the sky. Bent knee or straight leg. Cross it over the midline. Stir it around. Release that right leg to the floor and twist yourself open. So right here, the twists are really valuable as far as detoxing. Letting go. So bending your knee or extending your knee, that's your choice, but you're opening up your chest and going as far as you can without resting your right elbow or your foot on the floor. So just getting a nice gluteal connection awareness there. Can you feel that? Knee could be bent. You could have a yoga strap as well. There's nowhere saying you cannot have a yoga strap, but you're fully extending this lovely left leg over to the right and feeling the dorsiflexion of the foot. You've got it. Slow it down. 2 more breaths. Whoo, and another one. Good, now we're gonna bend that left knee, bend your right foot, place the left foot on your right thigh. A little windshield wipe of this 4 shape, just connecting again with those hips there. Good, and then picking up that right foot off the floor, thread your left arm through, either interlace that knee crease or shin, but draw it closer to your chest. Really flex those feet in dorsiflexion. Noticing the sensations of your left gluteal flesh, like what's going on there. That's your right side of your brain. Are you creatively balanced and feeling passionate in your life? Or is there just a little bit of complacency or even agitation in your emotions? We want to find that out, and that's what yoga helps us to do. Now let's release the hands, release both legs to the sky, shake them out, release the left foot to the mat, hug the right knee into your chest, left hand to right foot, and begin to dance that dance. The right arm goes down, bending and extending at the right leg, crossing it over. And then offering up that left leg, if it'll go. Sometimes we have an injury within these flexors, then best to bend that knee. I have one, obviously. So you can cross the right leg over. We don't want to land and fall over and get restful. We want to keep this energy reverberating between the muscle and organic energy, really focusing on that gluteal flesh, that sacral energy. You know, again, this is right side, left brain. Do you feel secure and safe? Because that's what the chakras are all about, like feeling the dance between the masculine and feminine. So security and safety, you've got this. Good, and then from there, let's bend that right knee foot to the left thigh, a little inch away. Just simple like that. Easy breezy. 1, 2, 3. Picking up the left foot, thread your right arm through, interlace the knee crease. You can non-habitual interlace, hug the knee to your chest, dorsiflex both feet. Feel that connection wherever you're at. Can you draw the knees closer, that left knee closer to your chest? You really feel it in your right quad, don't you? And then from here, just now surrender, no hurting yourself. Left foot down, extend your right leg, actually left foot up too, shake them out. Good, let's cross our ankles, hold on to the flexion of the feet or the kneecaps, or interlace or rock your wrists, hold on to your shins. Let's roll ourselves up. Take a couple of rolls, whatever that looks like for you, until you come all the way up. Move, sit, find your seat, bolster or no bolster. And that ends and concludes our 20-minute practice, as we end it with another breath practice. Hand to belly, hand to heart, you choose. Roll the shoulders back. Big breath in, letting go, breath out. Move your neck around, because that's another day. We could tap into the neck. As you begin to close your eyes from just moving your body, just that little bit, well, that was a lot actually for some of you, remind yourself to feel it from within. So closing your eyes, hand on heart, hand on belly. The more authentic you become, the more authentic you are, the more transparent, the more light can travel through, and the more light can come from you. So remind yourself that this yoga on the mat is a practice for you off the mat in the big world and being the most awesome you possibly. So this yoga practice, from my light to your light, let us end in meditation. Deep breath in. Let that belly breath go. And again, in through the nose. Feel the belly. Out from the belly. You got it. Into the belly. Out from the belly. Into the belly. Out from the belly. Good. Let us now bring our hands into Anjali Mudra. Thumbs to the heart, and end this practice with a beautiful vibrational sound of Om. Deep breath in. From my light to your light, may you be the light that you always want to be. Namaste. I truly thank you for your subscription. Please send us any questions. We're constantly ebbing and flowing and making our live streaming much more accessible and balanced for you. Yoga is the option we all have. So get out there and share it with your friends, okay? Good for you. Taking that minute out.